So they had two good school systems, two good colleges, a bunch of wonderful and strong institutions for the support and assistance of people within the society who are in need. And in fact, the Dutch community, one reason I feel so free about telling jokes on the Dutch is because, as I'm sure you're aware, if you're in West Michigan, it is a very prosperous community. It has done exceedingly well in material terms. It weathered the Great Depression in the 20s with with difficulty, but with lower rates of unemployment and with less of a sense of desperation than many other parts of the country. And it's a community that has continued to prosper. In many ways, troubled only by the modern world. When I was in college, the big issues were dancing and movies. They were both prohibited. And during the years that I was at Calvin, they both came to be sort of allowed. And immediately they came back to fight the authorities at Calvin College. One of the graduates from my era was film director Paul Schrader. And Paul made a number of very well-known movies. He was the screenwriter for Taxi Driver, for example. He worked with Martin Scorsese quite a bit. He also directed some of his own movies. And in one of them was filmed here in Kalamazoo at Checker Motors Company. It was a movie that had to do with automotive unrest. And one of the stars was Richard Pryor. And in the scene where Richard Pryor delivers one of the most blistering, profane, and funny discussions I've ever seen of how labor unions don't like you any more than the bosses do. It's a really nasty speech. And Pryor is waving in the air a bandaged finger in sort of a funny way too. But the whole time he delivers that speech, he's wearing a Calvin College sweatshirt. Movies are simple. In fact, the communities now, the rivalry consists primarily of basketball rivalry between Hope and Calvin. I think at most other levels, the Dutch community in West Michigan does not put itself on religious lines anymore. That was the case in my childhood, that was the case many years ago. I think now the split is more likely to be on contentious, modern issues, some of which we'll hear discussed later today, I think. What should the churches have to be towards gay church members and towards the gay community generally in America? What should the churches have to be towards the role of women within the church? So that church community, although it's not only a small fraction, 1/8 or so of Dutch Americans, the church community is still engaged in the business of trying to figure out how to relate to the world, how to relate to the world beyond its borders, while at the same time attempting to define what it means to be within those borders. It seems to me that is the universal concern of virtually every immigrant community, and in that sense, the Dutch represent the patterns that you will see in virtually every other group as well. Thank you.
Two quick questions for Larry. Yes.
We didn't have to thank you very much for your remarks, and I know where you're coming from. Two issues. The matter of persecution in relation to the Jews was the other way around. The Catholics and Jews were persecuted by the large section of the persecuted, the Jews themselves were the persecuted because they were not allowed to gather in their own home, like my great-great-grandfather, who was fined in 1836 for having more than 19 people working in his house.
The Dutch government went after the security.
Then, if you turn to 1857, as I understand the issue, and I come out of the RCA, the foreign part of it, was that immorality in the eyes of the minority, which was around 1857, was that people linked up with the old Dutch Reformed churches New York and New Jersey. And therefore, it is a full minority among the American colonists. Well, that's getting all these new fangled things. And all I learned hymns. He read hymns on the boat coming over, so he could learn English also. So your tradition in the Mexican tradition represents that small minority of 1857 that became large in 1880 with so-called the Sun discussion. But I think if you look over it, Bengali was Americanized, and I see the 1857 as being very much an Americanizing thing. How far do we Americanize and not lose out?
Exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. One more question.
I look into your books, and I don't see the Native Americans. I'm Native American, so it's not.
Thank you. And that's mentioned that at the in my introduction, I think kind of conspicuous by its absence is that there is no among the 12 groups featured in this conference, there's no discussion of Native Americans, and that is because the 27 volumes of the People of Michigan series, there is not yet a volume on Native Americans. That's the reason. So all the presenters are authors of the books and the discovering the People of Michigan series. And so when that book gets written, hopefully before too long, and we have our idea is that this is going to be the first of a series of conferences on Peoples of Michigan. We'd like to take it on the road to perhaps to Ann Arbor, to CNU, Pleasant, et cetera, et cetera. That different groups